Hello, hello, hello. What's going on, everybody? MF Dretson, what's up? What's up? Laverne Ward, Michelle, Jewel, Sun King, Love JJ, how's it going? And Adib Maat, she is here. So I have a new moderator. So another moderator. So we're going to have two of them now. Yeah. What's going on? And it says Fernexando, doing well, doing well. How are you? All right, good to see everybody. Paula C, peace. Good to see you. So we'll be getting fired up in here in just a little bit. So glad to see you guys here again this evening. Black Butterfly, how are you? How are you? So good to see everybody. So yeah. Everybody had a good day today? It's 2 weeks ago in Texas, man. We were snowed and iced in, and now, man, it's like 70 degrees a day and sunny. It was so beautiful. Man, love it. Sorrel Holly, how are you? Good evening, good evening. The Jazzy Tia, how are you? Have you here? Says it's your first time. Good to have you here. Let's see. And let's see. Isra Benley or Belney. There you go. Isra Belney. Hello, hello. It's 3 a.m. Where are you at, Isra? 3 a.m. Man, you are up. You up early or are you up late? Let's see. And yep. Veronica Fluker, how are you? From Lancaster. All right. Lancaster, California. All right. All right. I'm right around the corner from Lancaster, Texas. Veronica, you just joined my class, didn't you? So welcome to class too. And a spirit man, hello, hello. Yeah. Let's see here. I'm great. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, Black Butterfly, you got a birth chart reading from Voice. Excellent, excellent. So she said she blew your socks off, huh? Yeah, she does a great job with those. Great job. So she does well with a lot of people with those. She's like getting she's got a lot now, so she's getting booked up all the way through March now. So so man, get in where you can fit in on those. Rhonda Gregory, hello. How's it going? LaShonda Wells, how are you, sister? Good to see you. Good to see you. All right, all right. And then is that LaShonda, my class, LaShonda? Let's see. R. Will, how are you? How are you? 318 Louisiana. All right. Louisiana. Mr. Uganda, hello. R. Will, hello, hello. Let's see. From South Africa. Okay, Ezra, from South Africa. Ariza from South Africa. All right. Glad to have you here. Most definitely. And Jazzy Tia from Macon, Georgia, all the way from Macon. Yeah, I used to when I played basketball, we used to make some trips to Macon. I think was it Georgia Southern that's in Macon. So there's a college there that I used to go and play at every year. Play a little basketball. So yeah, it's back in the day. Okay, Lashonda. Well, good to see you, sister. Glad to have family here. Glad to have family here. Odette Settles, hello, hello. And let's see, Candace, hello, hello. How are you? Candace W. Let's see, Black Butterfly, you already gonna turn in? All right, from Prince George County. All right, it's famous basketball county. A lot of good players come from there, man. Information, greetings. How are you? Good to have you. Good to have you. And Rashonda Lee, hello from Houston, Texas. All right, another Texas fam. All right, and Desmond let's see, Desmondier Haynes. Okay, I think I got close. How are you? How are you? Let's see. You was just literally racking your brain. So you got some questions then. So she said she was racking her brains. All right. Let's see. Mimi Adams. Hello. Hello. All right. All right. All right. Yeah. So everybody's here. The gang's all here. So good. Good. Hold on. Let me do some work here. So yep. So yeah. All right. So let's go ahead. Let's get cracking. I got a book tonight. No, I don't. I don't have a book. But we'll have some fun as always. So again, I'm your host. I'm Reginald Kuakaru, and I'm the founder of Kemetic Living. And my sidekick in chat is Vo Vibes, my daughter Voice, and we got another moderator now. So I'd eat my aunt or Julie. She's a new moderator here. So things are growing so fast. So I just wanted to get another moderator. Julie is a great lady. So y'all respect Shay and myself, and all will be good. So any negativity, people will be bounced. So this is going to be a positive experience. I believe in a positive experience always. So things can get moving pretty fast in the chat, and I can't always see the questions, guys. So don't think I'm ignoring you purposely or anything like that. They just move fast. I can't always catch them. But if you give in super chat, then you can pin your question to the top of the window, and I can see your question. So that's one way to do that. And if I give value or enlightenment, please prime the pump and give back. It will be appreciated. So you can give in super chat just to give. A lot of people do give through Cash App and PayPal, and I definitely appreciate you guys doing that too. And I also have a class called the African Mind Rewired that will teach you how to apply the African spiritual science in your life. It will make you more empowered, positive, and happy in your life. If you're not into a class, then I also have a course. So I also the course is called African Spirituality Before Christianity, the Ultimate Guide. There's nothing else like it, guys. So break down the connections to Christianity, but not only that, I teach you what Christianity should have been teaching you about the science of spirituality in church. So to help you connect the dots there. So concepts like the Trinity, sin, prayer, Jesus, and all of that, I break them down for you, okay? So again, thank you for being here today. I'm excited as always to share with you and you with me your questions about anything Kemetic and metaphysical. We can talk about. So it's not just the topic that I'm talking about today. If I do not know the answer, I will say I do not know. I study my stuff in a specific way, so I don't study it all. Nobody can. It's not humanly possible. But what I do study, I have a lot of fun with it. Okay. I see my daughter Voice is here, so good to see your daughter of mine. Glad to have you here. Glad to have you here. So all right. So I talked about this and touched on this in my last video. So recognizing the idea of duality, and this is a lot of times when we feel like we come out of Christianity, but then a lot of times it's like, okay, well, what am I supposed to do next? Well, it's about awakening to your higher self. That's really what it's about. And there's a higher level of knowledge and a higher level of thinking that goes along with that, with the awakening. Okay. So there is so much, guys, and I'm telling you, guys, you should be also having fun with this stuff because it's fascinating. I mean, all the stuff that and different directions that you can go in, this stuff is truly fascinating. It can be fun, and it should be. I know a lot of people that get into something they think is spirituality, and you're supposed to be like, okay, I'm supposed to be like this, No, man, have fun. So it's about you discovering yourself, and it's about discovering yourself through life. It's about discovering yourself through your experiences. It's about messing up and then figuring out what you need to do right. All of that stuff comes into play. So people that get all stodgy and like, oh, this is so sacred, forget all of that. Have fun. Just do you and do you in the best way that you can. So recognizing the science of duality. And you have to get more savvy about how nature works because this is really about nature. There are laws that you have the ability to access. You are nature in human form, and those laws are connected to you, in you, through you, around you, everything. But you have the ability to act on it. The church has done us a disservice by teaching us a victim's mentality and superstition. In other words, it's like they're telling us that God is outside of us. but that's just not true. We are the expression of God in human form. Okay, so and when I say that we are, when I say we, I mean we as souls. So those energetic, metaphysical, non-physical beings that are within us. Okay, so we do in church, we do certain rituals, but we have no idea why we're doing the rituals. I had somebody ask me the other day, do you say grace? Yes, I do. You know, I'll say grace over my food. I say grace over water, but I know why I'm saying grace. I know the science behind it. Okay, and there is a very definite reason why that was done, and so many of us, we know the rituals, but we have no clue why. You know, now by accident things will work, but if you're not a scientist, it's just an accident. You have no idea why it works or what it did. You couldn't duplicate it if your life depended on it. Somebody stuck a gun to your head and say, okay, duplicate what you just did. Most of us would be like, I just did it, you know, but we have no idea why. So I want to raise that level for you, and I want to make you a scientist, you know, a spiritual scientist. And again, it should be fun. Okay, so today I want to touch on the idea of polarity or duality, and how it works in your life and how it can help you. Okay, to know duality and how it works. So in church, we're taught duality in the sense of it's either good or it's evil. Okay, and that's it. So either you believe in God and it's good, or all the other stuff is evil. And you know, there is no like in between, or there's nothing else that you really need to know about. Well, that's not true, because there's a whole lot more levels to this that you can access and work on. Okay, and the stuff that I'm telling you guys this is not theory. I'm telling you, if you practice it, your life is going to change. I promise you, because it's worked for me, and I know many of people that it's worked for. I know people that are in my class now that are like, oh wow, this is amazing, because I have something that I can grasp onto and I can actually do. You know, so you'll change the circumstances in your life. I'll guarantee you. Okay, so a problem, and when we're talking about duality, you have to understand that it's all basically is two sides of the same thing always. Okay, so duality is just opposites, or opposition. So in this case in life, it's like if there's a problem, the solution exists too. They cannot exist without independent of each other. It's impossible by law. It has to. If you have problem, the solution has to exist, because they're two opposites of the same thing. So it can't exist independent of itself. It's like saying I'm trying to clap with one hand. That's how we deal with a lot of times. But in order to have experience, I got to have that opposite. Okay. And in our world, when we experience something, opposites are always present. You can't clap with one hand. Okay. Opposites always have to be there. And it's that simple to understand. Okay. An opposite has to be there. So everything in the universe is about vibration and frequency. This again is understanding a higher level of this knowledge, that everything is about vibration and frequency. You are a vibrational being. Everything in the universe is organized around vibration and frequency. Okay? So thoughts of like kind attract each other. And literally, thoughts that are not like it will repel each other. Okay? They almost act like viruses in our immune system. Okay? A positive thought will attract other positive thoughts to basically grow. Negative thoughts will do the same thing, and they will repel each other within you. Okay, that's just depending on your perspective. All right. So you are often, well, a lot of times the reason why you don't get the things that you desire. And I told you in another video that you're always praying. So that you never turn off to the universe. Even when you're sleeping, you're vibrating, your frequency, you're thinking, you have subconscious thoughts going. You're more awake when you're asleep than you are when you're awake. Okay, you're more conscious. You're connected to more dimensions when you're asleep because you disconnect from your physical mind when you're asleep. Okay, so you're always vibrating, you're always praying, you're always sending information to the universe. Your desire is a prayer in a sense. Okay, so prayer is, we think of it in a limited way, but your desire is you sending something to the universe that you want to come back to you. Okay, so that's how I would what I would call a prayer. You're sending out something, an idea, something that you want, and you want the universe to manifest that for you in your life. Okay, so if you send out a desire that you want, but you're on the opposite vibration of your desire, then by law it will not manifest. Okay, so and that's the problem, is you're often not a vibrational match. Okay, so a lot of times we have a desire, but we focus on the negative part of it. You even want, a lot of times, you even want others to recognize that you have a problem and get angry when they don't acknowledge that that you have a problem and that you're not getting what you want. Okay, what you want is one side, but you're focused on this side. You're focused on the anger and what you're not getting. You even want to explain to people how long you've had the issue. Okay, how much you don't like what you're going through, how unfair it is. Okay, so you have a desire for something to be different, but you're focused on the problem. Okay, that's the duality. That's the issue that you're working with, and that's how duality works. So you have a desire, but the problem is what you're focused on, and that's that's the vibration that you're sending to the universe. Okay, now, but you're not recognizing that the solution is in the opposite direction. So when you have a desire and you're focused on the problem, the solution to the problem is in the opposite direction. That's what you need to focus on if you want to solve the problem that you have. But if you keep talking about and focused on the issue, you can to the solution by law. Okay, so you have to know what you desire. And sometimes feeling the opposite will define for you better what you want. In other words, once you get your behind whooped, then you understand, okay, well, I don't want that anymore. So this is kind of what I want. Okay. So sometimes that negative can be a force that helps guide and define things for you. Okay. So that's not always bad. But you just got to recognize what you want. And sometimes that negative will say, hey, no, I don't like that. I'd rather move over here and, try this. Okay. So that can be a good thing. So the deal is just recognizing the opposites, recognizing the duality. But you have to understand how polarity works in order to use it effectively in your life. And I used an example in my video about you coming up with a business idea. And when you come up with an idea, those who need it, so you come up with the idea, those who need it by law have to exist. So your idea does not exist independently of the people that need it. Guys, that's deep. You have to think about it. If you come up with an idea, it didn't come up independent of those people that need that idea and need what you have. You just have to come and make it and bring it to fruition and bring it into reality. Now, that might mean that you have a big dream, but a lot of times the bigger the dream, the bigger the hurdles that you have to overcome. And that hurdle for your idea might just be, you might have a lack of knowledge in order to bring it to those people. Okay, that means that you're going to have to learn something, that you might have to go through some things. You might have to go through some different iterations of your business in order to make it work. Okay, That's the hurdle that you have to overcome. And again, even in that situation, if you don't have the knowledge, okay, then the solution or the knowledge is out there. You just have to find it. But you have to know that if you have the question, the answer is out there. That's just how duality works. They cannot exist independent of each other. Okay. And I know that might seem real simplistic, but it is a powerful, powerful understanding of universal laws. Powerful understanding. So the best way is to focus in the direction of what you desire. Okay. Not getting angry about what you don't have or focusing on what you don't have, because when you do that, then guess what? You're going to get more of what you don't have, because that's how the universe works. It's going to bring back to you what you're putting out. Okay, so that's just a prime law. So in other words, you must be positive. You must expect that you'll manifest, or what we call have faith that it will happen before you have any evidence. Okay, that's really what faith is, and I did the scripture Hebrews 11:1 that explained the idea of faith. You know, it's the belief in things unseen before you have any evidence, is what it is. And that's again just a powerful manifesting tool. So it's not like the religious idea that we're supposed to believe in something that somebody's told us without question. That's not spiritual faith. Spiritual faith is a manifestation tool, and it's believing that you're going to have it before it arrives for you. Okay, before you have any evidence, and you have to have, and that in that way, before you get it, the faith is like an area of least resistance. Okay, so that it can manifest itself. All right. Now, there's evidence of this in the Bible. And this is actually one of my favorite scriptures now. So it says there is evidence, and believe me, I didn't want the Bible to even be relevant at all. I mean, once I was out, I was like, man, I'm so mad at the Bible, but mad at Christianity. But there is a lot of relevance once you understand this knowledge and understand these laws. But Mark 11:24 says, therefore, I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it and it will be yours. Okay? Now, the key here is that believe that you have received. In other words, it's in the past tense. You have to believe, you have to believe, you have to expect, you have to run it around in your imagination. Believe that you have received it before you do. And if you can do that, it will manifest. That's what that scripture is saying. All right. So you have to match that vibration. If you have to match the vibration of what that thing is in order for it to manifest into your reality. So if you're sad or angry and depressed because you don't have it, then you're blocking your blessing, as we used to say. This is where the understanding of the prime law also comes in, is what you put out, is what you get back. When you put out the vibration of your desire, you do it effectively, and the universe will return back to you what you desire. But holding on to the opposite thoughts and feelings will keep you from getting it. So these are the next level ideas, guys. This is next level Kemetic science. This is what they're teaching, and this is something that I'm teaching in my class. It's next level stuff that affects our lives and that changes our lives. It's not just going out there just willy-nilly just doing whatever. Okay? You have a definite reason for doing it. And again, guys, have fun with this stuff. And I dare you to use these principles the next 30 days and you not manifest things that you want. You will have a change in your life if you use these principles, and do it for the next 30 days. And I know you're going to see a change. It's impossible not to if you practice what I'm telling you. If you practice it. All right. So a lot of people just want to grab, just get knowledge, they'll just read this stuff. They'll just hear me say it. Oh yeah, that sounds cool, and go back to doing the same thing they did yesterday. You're gonna have the same life. Okay. If you want to change your life, you got to change. If you want to change your life, you got to change your thinking. Bottom line, change your thinking and your life will change. Period. I've seen it. I've experienced it. I know that that's real. I know it's real. All right. So that's the end of the teaching there. So we'll go on. You guys got questions? I can answer questions. Let's see. Let's see. Francisco says, "Yo, I need to work on my prayers." You're always praying, Francisco. Always. You are never not praying. Okay. Always. All right. Let's see. I see gifts unexpected, but how I realize it must have been a subconscious vibration working on my behalf. Tap. Yeah, Spirit Man. A lot of times that is. It's a subconscious vibration. So you work on it. I mean, if you think about it, most things in our lives work like they're supposed to work. Okay. So subconsciously things are working, and they're working like they're supposed to, or else all hell will be breaking loose every day. All right. So let's see. One Law Spirit says your work is taken in, my brother. I appreciate it, One Law, and thank you for that gift. Thank you for that $10. Definitely appreciate it. So yes, information. So as a man thinketh, so is he. Absolutely, positively. That's it. As a man thinketh, so these scriptures in the Bible mean something when you understand the science. They come alive for you. And there's a lot of things that we just pass over, and it sounds good, but we really don't understand the depth of it. So that is so deep. So a belief is just stagnant energy. A belief is a thought that has solidified. No, it's not stagnant energy, Ryro. It's a belief is energy that is thoughts that are infused with emotion and imagination. So that's how you can look at a belief. Because I can say, excuse me, say for instance, I could cuss you out in a foreign language. But if you don't know what the language means, or I don't give you any expression, it doesn't mean anything with you. That's like an analogy for thoughts that just have no power, or they have no beliefs or imagination intertwined with them. Okay, but if I cuss you out in a language that you know and understand, you got beliefs surrounding that language, and you react to my words and what I'm saying. Okay. But if you don't have already definitions for those words, they won't mean anything to you. All right. So beliefs are thoughts thoughts that have imagination and emotion infused in them. Okay. So they're defined by it. They have a definition. Let's see. I'm working on coming out of the church. I've been a pastor for years, last 15 years. It's hard to hate the church for what it's done to people. Yeah, and Empyrean Perspective says I'm really working on coming out to church. I've been a pastor for 15 years, and it's hard not to hate the church for what it's done to people. No, and believe me, you're going to go through that, and that's real. I get that, but the thing is, again, if you're practicing the science, the hate is a negative emotion and negative energy. Okay. So I get it, acknowledge it, definitely feel it, go through it. But if you stay in that place, it'll have a negative effect on you. Okay. So does the opposite work with the same physical healing? If there is a physical issue, is there also a physical solution or healing? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And usually illness, if it's not that you're born with, this usually an illness is coming from your belief system, and it's an energetic block is what it is. Okay, so if you're born with something, then a lot of times that is a soul contract that you're working through. That's not a hard and fast rule. That's not. But I'm just saying, if you're born with some illness, some childhood disease or whatever, then usually that's something soul contract that's a little bit deeper. Let's see. Yes, sure thing, Imperial. So Imperial says, "Thank you for teaching this way of living." Absolutely, absolutely. It makes life enjoyable. Teaching this way makes you enjoy life. You're not trying to live on somebody else's terms. You live life on your terms, and you figure it out for yourself. Do you need guidance sometimes? Absolutely. And everybody does. But it's not you trying to fit into somebody else's box. That's the thing. So let's see. And Eric Simmons, thank you for the gift, $14.99. So Eric says, I've been checking out your teachings, and I say thank you for bringing forth the knowledge. I can't wait to sign up for your classes. All right, Eric. Well, I'll be happy to have you in there, brother. Most definitely. And thank you again for the gift. Let's see. It's okay to feel bad stuff. Just don't soak in it and handle your business. Yeah, absolutely, love JJ. It's okay. It's okay to be human. That's if I can put anything in front of you, man. It's okay to be human. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to live. Just go out and live. Make some mistakes and learn from them. You know, and it's okay. Nobody's going. Well, I can't say nobody. People will judge you, but excuse me, fuck them. Don't let people judge you. Don't let that bother you. You got to live your life. Okay. Let's see. Yes, you'll eventually be moved. Hey, Sin Love, you'll definitely be moved beyond the hate and anger. It's like moving through natural stages of grief. There you go. That's a good way to put it. I love that, Sin Love. It's when you leave the church, you literally are moving through stages of grief. You literally are experiencing that. So it's just like losing a loved one. When you leave church, and a lot of people have said when they say that they no longer believe in Jesus, they literally are moving through stages of grief, and that is real. It is real, real, real. Okay, so I get it. Let's see. Desmond Derry Hay says, two babies drowned in the pool. I saved the black baby, but we couldn't save the white baby. I called out to Jesus, stopped, then called to Yemiya. Any advice? Is that a hypothetical? So I mean, all you can do is what you can do in that moment. So you're calling out to Yemiya, or you're calling out to Jesus, whatever name you want to call it. Understand that it's not necessarily words; it's your intention that is the prayer. Okay, so it's coming from within you. Your experience is always going to be filtered through your beliefs. So anything that you have been taught, that's what you're going to express your spiritual experience through. So most Christians express their spiritual experience through the idea that it's something to do with Jesus, something to do with the church, because that's all they know. So in that case, you're going to you call out to whoever. I mean, just it's not necessarily the word. And sometimes we have had experiences with Christianity, and I can say this for myself, that I still to this day, I haven't went to church in 20 years. But to this day, if something good happens and exciting, like boom, I'm like, thank you, Jesus. That's my first thought. Okay. And it's not that I'm necessarily thanking Jesus. It's just that phrase is tied to a feeling or a vibration within me. And it's just so automatic. Okay. But I used to get mad at myself for doing that. Now I'm just like, okay, well, whatever I got to do, man. Let's see. What is the best way to reach you? I send a message through Facebook. Yeah, and I'm not always on Facebook, Cosmic K. You can reach me at support@kemeticcenteredliving.com. So that's usually the best way to reach me. I'm not always on Facebook, very seldom. So yeah, but you can message me. Yeah, I normally I get the messages. You just gotta let me know what you're messaging me about, because I get people, just messaging me sometime, want to like, oh, you shouldn't do this or you shouldn't do that, or whatever, man. So you know, but yeah, just let me know. Oh, okay, Desmond. So that was a dream. I never heard of Yimi Ya until this dream. Oh, that's interesting because you know what Yimi Ya is now? Is one of the Orishas. So that's really interesting. That probably means you went to the Orisha faith. So that's real interesting. So wow, that's cool. Let's see. We have to know that a solution is already created because the challenge is present. Yes. Listen, if the challenge, you cannot have one without the other. You cannot have one without the other by law. You cannot have one without the other. That's how we can put faith and belief towards manifesting the things we desire into our reality. Absolutely. So that was Davina Sandiford. Yes, you were right on point with that. So you cannot have one without the other. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Do you, professor? But I stay away from Jesus. Hey, I got you. I understand, Love JJ. I got you. I've gotten to a point. So Love JJ says, "Do you?" But I stay away from Jesus, and I get it because it's again it. I've had so much conditioning with that. There's just certain things I might not ever get over. I might not ever stop doing. Because of Christianity. So the parts that are good for me, I say keep it, because there's still gospel music. I enjoy gospel music, I enjoy because it can lift my vibration. Certain music can do that. And so I don't try to just say, because there are traditions within the church that are just a part of us, family and connecting with family and stuff like that. I say don't throw those things away, but that's me. That might not work for you guys. So you definitely have to decide what works for you and what doesn't. Don't get into this idea that you have to have your experience the same exact way I do. That's not how this works. And you have to be brave enough to live it your way. You really do. You have to have the courage. And one of the things I say, you have to define your life for you, by you, and have the courage to live that definition. And it does take courage to do that. Okay, be focused says I had a dream. And I won't go into because I was fully aware. Yeah, it's called lucid dreaming. So there's a term for that called lucid dreaming, and that's very real. So yeah, you can literally wake up in your dreams. Let's see. Rhonda says Yemi Ya is the mother of all, I believe. You might be right, Rhonda. I forget. Uh, let's see. Let's see. Spiritual practice. So it's called Yoruba. It's not a religion, but a spiritual practice. I agree with that, Michelle. So it's not a religion. So I agree that it's a spiritual practice. So there's definitely we definitely should delineate from between religion and a spiritual practice. So just like Kemetic science, it's a spiritual practice. It's not a religion. Let's see. Ogun works its magic against the white folks. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Message sent via Instagram. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. Sure thing, KC Sunshine. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And says she sent a message via Instagram. Okay. And Cosmic K, thank you for your gift. So most definitely appreciate it. Appreciate it. Let's see. Explain selling your soul. Let's see, Preacher Kuakaru, how do you explain selling your soul to the devil? Hey, if you get a good price, go ahead. No, I'm tripping. That's somebody's idea, so I don't believe in the devil. So, and people have their own idea about, I guess, selling out or selling whatever. So, you know, I don't really get into that kind of stuff. So it's negativity to me. Do you want to this without any action? Will it still manifest? 2K God says, so what about speaking what you want into action, into existence without any action? Will it manifest? It's very possible. And actually, the more that you put more into your imagination, the quicker that it will manifest. It's not always you. A lot of times we've been taught that we have to think that we have to act in order to bring something into fruition. But really, the work is really in your inner mind, and really cultivating your inner world. That's really where the work is. The biggest work is, or the most work. The bathwater. So yeah, Mike, I said don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. I mean, you can just relax and find the things that make you feel good. Find the things that make you feel positive. That's what I'm saying with these a lot of these ideas. So don't fight and resist and anger and hate and stuff like all those things are just negative emotions. So find the love, man. Find the love and just flow with it. Find the flow, and just go with it. Okay, yeah, Desmond Derry Hayes says, can you speak on why some people have demonic experiences coming into spirituality and others don't? And that's a great question. So far, mine has been uplifting, and I don't understand why my experience is different. That's because your beliefs are different, plain and simple. So people who believe in good and evil are going to believe in God and devils, plain and simple. And people that don't believe in devils and spirits, evil spirits and stuff like that, don't experience it. Okay? Plain and simple. There are cultures that are going to swear by devils and demons. And for them, it is a reality. But they filter their experience through their beliefs. If you have a negative experience, what are you going to call it if you believe in God and devils? Well, you're going to call it a devil, So if you don't believe in that, then you won't experience that. So that's it. It's just a belief system. Plain and simple. It's just a belief system. Let's see. Some people think spirituality is dangerous. Hell, I think religion is more dangerous. It has been. And thank you for the gift. Cosmic K says, I'm really excited about finding your channel. I had come to interpret things the same way. I'm learning our ancient ancestors did. All right. Will do, Cosmic K. So yeah. So definitely. But yeah, Patty Amar, how so people who say spirituality is dangerous are probably I'd like to find out why they say that. Okay. So a lot of people, it's really funny to me because a lot of people, they'll come to me in chats and comments and stuff like that, and basically say to me to the effect, "Man, you're telling me that there's no hell, that we're going to send bad people to? They're not going to be punished. They're not going to do this. No, this is Kemetic spirituality is just that's not right." And basically, what they're saying is Kemetic spirituality is not enough like religion. I'm like, dude, if you wanted to stay with religion, stay with it. If you need somebody to be punished for eternity, you need to believe that. It's not true. But if you need to believe that, stay with religion, you know? So I find that really interesting. Let's see. Come true. See, Antoine Lewis says most of my dreams that I have come true. How is that? You might have a gift, with dreams. So that's how I would explain that. So not all of us have that gift. Let's see. And Love JJ said, hit the thumbs up, people. Yes, hit the thumbs up, people. Thank you, thank you. Let's see. And SW423, you said something that really clicked. Okay, I did. Okay, good. Sometimes every blind squirrel can find a nut every now and then. I can say something that clicks. Yeah. So, but thank you, SW23 423. I got you. I got you. Let's see. Yeah, love JJ say a good price. Yeah, man. Hey, don't fight it. Don't fight the funk. Just shit. The devil asks for a good price. Tell him what you want. Oh, sometimes I'm 2 bricks shy of a load, but I get there. Let's see. Say KC Sunshine says, preach. All right. Blue Sky, thank you for the gift, $5. And KC Sunshine, thank you for the $10. Definitely appreciate it. Thank you very much. Seeing Bentley James, I just became a student of yours. Thank you. Well, I appreciate that, sir. Thank you very much. Glad to have you. Glad to have you. All right. Let's see. I know spirituality is not good because it has no inclusion of a single God and a Son. Yeah, that's a religious perspective, Michelle Jewell. So, so from the Kemetic perspective, there is only one God. So, and really and truly, there is no separation of a son and a God. There's no separation of us from God. So, there's only one God that's created everything from itself. So that means everything is an aspect of that creator. So that's the African perspective. So it's like creating, like you in the kitchen, creating something, cooking something, and creating it from flour. Okay, you can create cakes, cookies, pies. You can create a lot of things from flour. But the bottom line is all of them have the flour as a commonality. Okay. So in our sense, we're like, God is like an ocean of consciousness. And each one of us makes up a drop in that ocean. So we're not separate from it, we're not different from it. That's the African perspective. Okay. So the idea that you have to fit it into the idea of Christianity where there's supposed to be God and a son, that's just a Christian way of thinking. See, yeah, Ezra says Christianity has really fried my brain cells, a lot of us. So thank you, Moonface. Moonface says, I love your sense of humor. Yeah, hey, this stuff is fun for me. So living a spiritual life is fun. It's fascinating. I've learned so much stuff, man. It's just like, and I get connected to so many ideas. This stuff is fascinating, and it should be for you guys too, man. Find out and connect as many. Don't be afraid to explore, for real. Veronica Fluker, yes, you are always praying all the time. So you're not praying just when you put your hands together and bow your head. You are the prayer. You are literally the word of God in flesh. Okay. And I actually did a video on that, talked about that. What was the word of God before the Bible? If you want to get a perspective on that, check out that video. So what was the word of God before the Bible? And I break down how the ancient Africans looked at that idea. Okay. So the word of God was never a book for the ancient Africans. Never. Okay. So Christianity created the book, and then made us believe that was like the word of God. But it was men who had the idea and put that stuff all together. And to come true. Yeah. Let's see. Ronald Gregory says, whoever said you have dreams that come true, I believe you're a Pisces. That's their biggest gift. All right, all right. Since we come from God and return to God, is it appropriate to call each other God or goddess? Absolutely, positively. KC Sunshine asked that question. So yes, that's what I was saying. We all come from the same source. We are all a spark of the Creator. From a soul perspective, each of us is a spark of the Creator, and that's what that means. The idea that we have within us that spark of the Creator. Everybody. And that's not from one special individual like Christianity wants to say. Okay. So we're all that. So yes, we are gods and goddesses. We're not the God. or the goddess, but we are a God in that sense. And we have the power and ability to create just like God does. That's when they say that we're made in God's image. People a lot of times want to think that that image is physical, and that's so childlike to me. That is such a limited way of thinking. First of all, the ancient says we can't even define, from our human perspective, we can't even think what God is. As soon as you try to think what God is, you limited what God is. So you can't even fathom from our human perspective, we can't even fathom what the creator is. We can't even come close. People do their job. Yeah, so Be Focus says, come out of the fear box that Christianity put us in. It says, wake up, my people, do the research. Absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, and thank you for that gift, Be Focus. Most definitely. So yes, we are gods, and we are an extension of the creator. So you'll get man in a life. Yeah, Son King, that's true. A lot of people, he says, many people just see it's like they just need a boogeyman. And what it is they're so afraid. They think that the boogeyman is going to keep everybody else in check. You know, they're afraid of everybody else, so they need the boogeyman to make sure that the boogeyman keeps everybody else in check. That's living in fear. And that's really the idea of what Christians live with hell, is somebody needs to be able to be punished. If we don't have that threat, then people are just going to run amok, and none of us will be safe. But we have never ever in our society considered the idea that we can live in love, peace, and harmony, and everybody live from a perspective of just loving who we are, and then we can extend that to another. We've never lived with that in our society. We've always come from the perspective of the Christian perspective that all human beings are born wicked and sinful and looking to sin, looking to do bad. Our laws are made from that perspective, you know? So it takes a shift in thinking in order for us to really leave that idea and that mentality. Yeah, Francisco said, I'd like to check out your classes maybe sometime later this month. So come if you can. Let's see. See, Abraham religions have purposely separated the self from the eternal. Then they are on the same one. Yes, I agree, Julie. So Julie says, creating a need for a mediator has been exceptionally lucrative for organized religion. Yep, absolutely. And they separated. Really, Christianity actually despiritualized spirituality. That's really what they did. Let's see. Is there such a thing as sin? No. So that's a man-made idea. So that's Christianity created a disease so they could give you a cure. That's all they did. So sin in the respect of how Christianity thinks about it, no. This idea that you can do something bad and be sent to hell, that idea is not real. It's not real at all. There's nothing in nature that mirrors hell. And you guys gotta understand, everything that's in nature mirrors anything in the metaphysical world. If it doesn't exist in nature, it can't exist in the metaphysical world, because it's our physical world comes out of the metaphysical. So the idea of hell and sin and all that, it doesn't exist. And it would take me a whole lot to teach, but the idea of sin comes from a misapplication of Kemetic science. That's really where it came from. Let's see. So the Bible better to read than the regular bookstore Bible? King says, is the African Study Bible better to read than the regular bookstore Bible? I don't know. So I've never even seen the African Study Bible. So I couldn't tell you. So all of them have their advantages and disadvantages because of the translations. A lot of times the English translations that we get and the other translations, they don't even track with the original translation. So we're getting a translation of the translation of the translation a lot of times, and it loses the meaning. And people will input their ideas. There are, how can I say? They're going to put their spin on their translation. Okay, and a lot of times they have an agenda. So a lot of times they do that, because a lot of times, even in our Bibles today, where we see sometimes we see the word Jesus, and it actually should be the word Christ, and those are two different concepts. So when you think of Christ, it's the ancient idea, but they want to make us believe that Jesus Christ is, and Jesus and Christ is his surname. Christ is a title. It's not a surname. It never was. It meant that you had achieved some stage. So the way that we've been taught, again, it hides knowledge from us in plain sight. Let's see. Supreme Tom said everyone has gifts. Yep, everyone has gifts, and they're snuffed out in childhood. Yes, absolutely. You are the light of the world. Amen. Yes, Jesus says, "I'm the light of the world." But that light, that idea is symbolic. The sun, okay, and in that instance, the sun actually represents enlightenment or wisdom. Okay, the Christ, basically, when you become a Christ, you have become enlightened. I am the light of the world. When people become wise and enlightened, then they've reached the stage of Christhood. So that's the true meaning of it, or that's one meaning of it. So it has many different layers and levels there. Let's see. Okay, I'm trying to keep up here, guys. This thing is moving fast. I'm way behind. Well, Vibe says, I really had the best dad in the world. Well, thank you, daughter dear. And I got the best daughter in the world. I appreciate it. I definitely do. So it's so glad to have her here and connected with me in this. Guys, y'all have no idea how that feels. That's, well, maybe you do. But that's just so wonderful. I love having her here and having her by my side, in this walk and in my journey. So it's like we're journeying together through this. I really love that. Let's see. And let's see. Mickey Thompson says, where do I go to take the class? Mickey, you can go to beyondthephysical.me. So the website is www.beyondthephysical.me. And you can go there, and there's the information page. You can look at it and see if it might be something for you. Let's see. And and she was looking for the reading. Okay. Let's see. Cool. Yeah. Voice, the astrology reader extraordinaire. Let's see. And Davina Sandifer asks, "What about speaking in tongue? Does doing so increase positive emotions, vibrations, or frequently and attract desires? Is it possible, since it's intention and vibration that matters?" Absolutely, positively. You hit it right on the head. So there is absolutely the ability to speak in different languages or different tongues, and really speaking in, like, I would just say it's probably a more natural, spontaneous expression, and it is vibratory, absolutely, and it means something. So it doesn't have to mean, linguistically, it doesn't have to mean anything for us, or by definition, it doesn't have to mean anything for us. It could be that person sending their own vibration to the universe in their way, and in that sense, that might be one of their gifts to be able to do that. Let's see. What do you think about? Let's see. Let's see. What do I think about the Illuminati? As far as what I knew about the Illuminati, the church targeted them because they were enlightening people. So the Illuminati became the enemies of the church. So they weren't necessarily something bad and negative from what I've studied. But this, again, it's not something that I've studied very deeply. So I just, through my studies, I do pick up ancillary things, and that's one of them. Let's see. You also cut onions. Yeah. Who cutting onions? Love you, Daddy-O. Oh, love you too, baby girl. Love you too. That's what I call. That's my name for a baby girl. So she'll be my baby girl until she's 1,000 years old. So that's just how it works. Let's see. I was 40 years to pull away. See, I wish it didn't. Casey says, I wish it didn't take me nearly 40 years to pull away from the church. But Casey, you can't look at it like that. Don't beat yourself up. You came to this when you were ready. That's it's like when you might not know when he's coming, but he's right on time. That's really what your experience is. You might not know when you're going to get there, but it's always right on time. So don't beat yourself up about that. So be glad that you made it. What's up, Christo? Let's see. That's dope. The relationship between you two. Yes. I love that, Crystal. So yeah, absolutely. So I'm very blessed to have that relationship. So it's not something that I take for granted. Let's see. Break down at the Bible class. I knew it was wrong. Just scared me. Mickey Thompson. She asked, do you break down the Bible in class? So I do break down where it's useful to help teach us, to teach you different ideas and concepts. I will break it down esoterically because it can confirm a lot of esoteric concepts that we're talking about. So in that way, I use it that way. And you'll see it's the same way I do in my videos. So a lot of the videos, I'll break down the ideas esoterically. Okay. And how they should have been looked at instead of the exoteric idea. Let's see. Let's see. All right, sure thing. Man, see, that just went up. Somebody said, thank you for the information last time I was on the air. So that was Demetrius Major. Sure thing, Demetrius. Let's see. And I'm looking, guys. And let's see if I feel joy to make it to our chest and love. Thank you, Flower of Love. Thank you very much. Filled with joy to make it to the live chat. Sending much love to you, my awakening family. Yeah, I hadn't seen you in a while. Good to have you here. Let's see, miseducation we have or still experience today. Wake up. Yeah, and Sun King, and this is the thing too. Again, let's not focus on what has happened. What can we do to make it better? What can we do to enlighten ourselves? What can we do? Where do we want to go with this? That's the questions that I want to ask. Because quite honestly, I don't think in this system that we've dealt with as Black people with white supremacy and racism, I don't expect racism to ever go away because it's one of the negative aspects of being human, and it's a low vibrational aspect that part is going to be there. So let's quit trying to focus on eradicating that, and let's go to what we want to do. So the racism is there, but we want something else. How can we get to the something else? And that's what I'm talking about when we're dealing with this dual aspect. What do we want to create? Let's focus on that. So what has happened, but where do we want to go? And that's what I want to focus on. Where do we want to go as a society, as humanity? Where do we want to go? And that's all you guys are here right now. Understand, y'all are all on the leading edge. Every one of you are on the leading edge of something that's coming big and that's changing. Okay. Let's see. And let's see. Betty Spaghettio says his ancestor altars are connecting with ancestors part of Kemetic teachings. It might be for some, but not for me. So it's never been something that I've gotten into. And some people like that. like the rituals and stuff like that, that's not something that I get into. I know that there are all other people that teach a lot of the ideas, and that might be, well, yeah, I know Queen of Fua. That's something that she teaches. So I know somebody that went through her program. So yes, and Ed Saxon, thank you, brother. Appreciate you, brother. Most definitely. So Ed's in the class too. So Ed be studying. Ed's getting the books and everything, man. He's like, just man, he's reading all those books and getting all that knowledge. Yes, yes. Let's see. Time to work the chakras. Thank you for teaching. See you all next time. All right, Spirit Man. Definitely appreciate you. Definitely appreciate you. Absolutely. And that's what it is. Our journey is working through our chakras, you know. So a lot of times we look at that stuff disconnected, you know, that we don't understand that our people ask, you know, well, how can I balance my chakras? Well, you work through the shit that you're dealing with in your life. That's how you balance them. You know, that it's not, you can't balance your chakra and still be, you know, angry at your ex. You know, there's an imbalance there. You got stuff, and once you work through it vibrationally, you are balanced, and you work through your chakras in that way. Okay, not it's not a separate thing like, okay, well, I'm gonna go and put a crystal on my, you know, heart chakra and then it's balanced. No, you know, if you're afraid to love, if you've been hurt and you're afraid to love, you got a block. There's a block there. And the only way you're going to balance that is to be able to release that fear. You got to have the courage to love again. Okay. And that's part of balancing. So that's really okay. Let's see. So absolutely. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to keep up here, guys. What Bible do we use to take in the scripture from the Egyptian scrolls? So what part of the Bible do we use to take in and from the Egyptian scrolls? It's hard to just pick out stuff, but once you learn the Egyptian, the Kemetic terminology, you learn the Kemetic symbolism, you will see it. So you'll see where the language and stuff like that, you'll catch it. But you have to learn that symbolism in order to even know what the characters mean. Because a lot of times the Bible is written in esoteric, is hidden. The real knowledge is hidden in the esoteric language. And we were never taught that, ever. So that it literally takes a shift in the way that you think in order to read this stuff esoterically. It really does. See, Mickey Thompson, I remember you saying that before. You don't want to come back to this planet. and I know people that do feel like that. So absolutely. But unless you work everything through, you're probably going to end up coming back, Mickey. If you leave, or if you die, and there's stuff that you haven't finished or worked through, you're going to end up coming back. That's just part of the cycle. Okay. Let's see. Bentley Jane says, I want a reading next. All right. Do it. She can do it. Let's see. We have eternal beings living in. Yes, we are eternal beings living a human life. Absolutely. Just for a little while. But we live many of them. Let's see. London T says, what book do you recommend me about talking about all the things you talk about? So, London T, a lot of people ask me that. There is no one book that's going to contain what I talk about and what I speak about. So, man, I've read, hundreds of books, and sometimes one book I might get maybe one idea from, a 300-page book, you know, and then but I connect it, and I do it a lot of times intuitively to connect these ideas, and then I'll find what I need to study in order to see if my intuition is so, and I just put things together. So there's no one book. A lot of people say, well, is there a beginning book? No, there's no. I've never seen a beginning book on this knowledge. And that was part of my frustration and part of the reason why I ended up creating and classes that I did, because of the frustration I had. Okay, I had a frustration I created a solution, because I knew other people will had that same frustration. So once I had that frustration, I knew somebody else needed that solution, and that's what I did when I created my classes and courses. Let's see. See, Alexandria BC says she recommends the destruction of Black civilization. Okay. Let's see. Heads up. Already booked. So Vovive says, heads up, I'm already booked through March, guys, and it ain't slowing down. Get in where you fit in. So yeah, so guys, she's got to book you. So if the longer you wait, the longer the line is going to get. Guarantee you. So yeah. So, but she's just saying that. And I know she's saying that in a funny way. Get in where you fit in. But yeah, but don't think that you're gonna she's not. She's at a point where she can't book you and then read for you the next week. It's just there. She's already booked out, I believe, all the way through March. Let's see about tarot, Christianity, and why they were so against it. So Desmond Dara Hayes says, what's your opinion about tarot, Christianity, and why they were so against it? So tarot is something very new. So I'm for it. I use tarot cards myself, okay, for myself. I know Voice does tarot readings, but I just do it for myself. I've never gotten the confidence that I could do a tarot reading for somebody else, but I use them for myself. But Christianity basically talked against divination, okay, which is what tarot reading is. And a lot of times they didn't want you to deal with divination because they didn't want to be discovered. So once you start to get into astrology, tarot reading, you get into runes and all this kind of stuff, all of a sudden the Christian stuff just kind of looks real ordinary. But astrology itself is going to take the lid off of Christianity. That's why they legislated against it, basically. Okay. So definitely, Martha, thank you for that $20. Definitely appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it. So yeah, I use them and I think they're fine. I use crystals. I like incense. Just to change the mood for aromatherapy. Crystals. I sleep with crystals under my pillow because it helps me. It helps focuses the energy. And if when I make affirmations before I go to bed at night, it helps focuses that energy. So my intentions. So I slept with crystals under my pillow for years. So all that stuff I use, and all that stuff the ancestors use. But tarot itself hadn't been around since. Tarot's only been around for about 400 or 500 years. So that is something relatively new. The concept of talk. Yep, I agree with that. First thing they did was create the concept of sin and hell so people could pay their own salvation, completely misrepresenting tithing. Yeah, tithing has very little to do with just taking care of the church. So it's priming the pump. Priming the pump, most definitely. Insight to insight. Thank you very much. Gave a $25 gift and says, I'm at a loss for words to describe my feelings and vibes for your teachings. I simply say thank you. Well, thank you. I definitely appreciate that. Most definitely. Appreciate your gift. So yeah, but again, guys, if I can say anything to you guys, just have fun, man. Go out and explore. Find a bump your head sometimes. Just go out and have some fun discovering this stuff because it is fascinating. Man, I tell you, one of the most fascinating things, because sometimes I get like some intuitive, I just call them pings. There's something that's coming, and I think it's going to be coming around really contact from aliens, and so there's something that's coming that's going to shake a lot of things that we have believed up, and I think that it's going to be around contact from other planets and other beings, So think about this: if Christianity was right, did Jesus die for the sins of those other beings on other planets? I mean, they're not going to even know about Jesus, So that's going to be interesting in itself. Yeah. Let's see. And Kev Edmond, thank you very much. Says thank you for everything, Master Teacher. My mind and spirit has changed. Listen to you. Awesome, awesome. Good to hear, brother. Good to hear. And thank you for your gift. That $4.99. Definitely appreciate it. So yeah. As above, so below. Absolutely, Alexandria, BC. As above, so below. Everything that's in you is in the universe. You are the universe in human form. Absolutely. All right, Martha. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Martha. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Are you making tours to Kemet anytime? Am I making tours of Kemet anytime soon? Joy B, I plan on going there, but I'm not doing a tour. So I'll probably go there with either Ashra Kwesi or there's man, I'm drawing a blank on his name right. I'm actually going to be taking this class here. If y'all look on the community page, I put up a link. Anthony Browder. So I'm actually probably going to be whenever he takes a trip, him or Ashra Kwesi, I'll probably go with one of them. But I won't be scheduling. I won't be doing one. That's like too much work for me, man. Let's see. So Sin Love, you say yes, you're sensing something big too. Yeah, and I'm hearing that from a lot of people. So something big is going to happen, but we don't know yet. But it's coming soon. So that's just something I've been sensing. So definitely, and it's going to change things in a big way. Let's see, Shia Zuri says both vibes. I like a reading, please. All right, all right. I love that Jesus died for other beings on other planets. So, hey, Gina Best. I mean, you got to think about it. You got to ask that. I mean, that stuff is so limiting. The idea is really. Let's see. Is it she? I want to go on one of Quase's trips. Yeah, yeah. I would like to go. Him or Anthony Browder to me would be excellent. But guys, he's actually. I said check on my community page, and I put a link. He's actually going to be doing some virtual classes here in the next couple of months, and I think it'll be a worthwhile thing to do. So I've already signed up for it and bought the book, and so he's going to be doing it. So I'm definitely going to be there to listen to him. So he's a master teacher, most definitely. Let's see. Melissa Levy says, does your beliefs or spirituality based off Christianity, or do you believe in God, just not the sense of Christianity as in the man has made it to be today? I hope that makes sense. Yeah, I think I know what you're asking, Melissa. So do I believe like Christians believe in a sense about God? And absolutely positively no. So Christianity messed up when they humanized God. God is angry, jealous, all this stuff. That's a humanization. The ancient African spiritual science, they anthropomorphized the idea. And what they did, and the difference between the two is humanization is that you make God like a human. But anthropomorphizing means that you take metaphysical ideas and you use a human characteristic to give you an idea of what that metaphysical concept is like. But that's not making the idea a human. Okay? So that's the difference. So the ancient Africans will say the way the Christians believe is a childlike view of God. Okay, God like a father, that'll punish you and stuff like that. It's really a childlike view, and they didn't look at it like that. So God is the way that they looked at it. In the Bible, I am, the I am. So it is everything, and we can't even contemplate it, or we can't even think what God is. We from our human perspective, we have no idea what it's like or what it is. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Christopher Sauer like to see some telescope pics. Yeah, I want, man. That's one of the things I want to get me. I'm gonna go stargazing. I'm gonna go to Enchanted Rock in Texas here at the end of the month, and I know I want to do some stargazing, man. I might look into getting me a telescope. So I love that kind of stuff. But I hear Enchanted Rock is really like an amazing spiritual experience. So Omar Lilly, Dr. Ray Higgins is a great source of knowledge. He is. I really have a lot of respect for his scholarship, and his research. So he really inspired me. Him and Dr. Phil, Bobby Hemmett. So a lot of those guys really inspired me to do what I'm doing. So I just took it a little bit different way with what I do. Let's see. See, peace, love, and light, Sabrina. All right, Sabrina. Sabrina's in the class. Good to have you here. I'll be channeling and sending positive energy. All keep learning and having fun. Take the class. So Sabrina says, take the class. She's in it, so she knows. So yeah. Let's see. Joy B says, love your teachings. Keep it up. Thank you for that gift, Joy B. I really appreciate it. Let's see. We've been stargazing since I could see. I'm obsessed with the sky this day, thanks to him. Voice Shay was saying that. Yeah, for real. We did. Boy, no, I'm not going to tell that story. That story, Voice Shay was 3 years old. We were driving around one day. And so with my kids, I always asked them, like, you know, they would ask me questions, but to get them to critically think, I would ask them questions back. And she was 3 years old. So we were riding around, and so we were talking. She says, "Daddy, look at the moon." So she was looking at the moon. It was a full moon, and I said, "Yeah." I said, "Look at that." I said, you know, there's people that say there's a man in the moon, and then Voice says, "Really? Well, why don't he come out?" I said, "I don't know, Voice." I said, "Why do you think he didn't come out?" And boy, her brain, you could just see that little mind working. And so I'm driving, you know, I see her in the rear view. And then all of a sudden she goes, well, because he don't have no panties on. I almost ran off the road. Boy, I just started laughing. That cracked me up so bad. I just laughed so hard. But that was a 3-year-old mind. It was like, hey, that was why he didn't want to come out. He didn't have no panties on. His butt was out. Oh, but I love it. I still love that story. But that was her. But she just that was the way she thought, man. So that was so funny. It's our own bad things that are against us. See, yeah, exactly. Voice say that was logic. That was logic. The 3-year-old logic, absolutely. Let's see, MF Drefson. I just like kicking it with y'all. Hey, glad to have you here, MF Drefson. Definitely glad to have you here, brother. See, I've taken note of Enchanted Rock. Taking note of Enchanted Rock. I definitely would love to stargaze. Yeah, I will. It's actually one of the few places in Texas that you can live Milky Way. So that's something I just it's out and away from the city. So there's no light pollution, and it's supposed to be a beautiful, beautiful experience there. So definitely, I'm definitely like I said, at the end of this month, I'll be heading there. Let's see. One Ashe Goddess, hello, how are you? Good to have you here. Let's see. Those who are Vibrational people. Omar Lily, I hear you, but you know, this is the way I am. Is that I'd rather die doing what I'm doing. I'm gonna burn out rather than rust out. You know, so whenever I go, it's gonna be like I'm gonna slide in like second base. Like my soul's gonna be like, "Woo, man, what a ride!" So that's how I'm gonna do it. So I don't live in fear. I don't worry about all that stuff. I'm gonna have fun and live life, and I'm gonna do it to the best of my ability, and I'm gonna live every day like it was my last one. You know. So that's the way I look at it. So I don't worry about what they do. Again, it's what do we want to create, and that's what I'm working on. So I want to create a whole nother world, and all of us in here can do that. Okay. Let's see. So yeah, and Joy B is really it's going to come down to, and we think in terms a lot of times about race, but in reality, it's not going to be just about race because the souls were not racist. Now I'm a black man living in the United States, and that's my experience, you know, and I welcome that, I cherish that, and respect that, you know, my ancestors, all of that, but that's part of me. but we're going to unify, not by race, not by thinking alike, not by being alike. We're going to unify by vibing alike. And right here in this room right now, we got a whole lot of people in this room right now. All of us we've literally created an energetic bubble that we're all in. Okay. And we're experiencing it all a certain way. All right. But all of us have created a pool of energy that we're all experiencing a certain way. And that's high vibrational because we're enjoying ourselves doing this. Okay. And that's powerful. That's really powerful. And once you really understand these ideas again, you don't have to be connect or physically next to somebody to experience them. You know, you experience people energetically, and that's what we're able to do here. Let's see. Lightning. Elon Barthley says, thank you for this knowledge. Very enlightening. Listening to you propels me to dive deeper into Kemetic science. We'll definitely join your class. Okay, Elwin. Excellent. So yeah. So this is this stuff again. It should be fun, man. We really should. This will even through medium, I can feel it. Yeah, Jason, I agree. So even through this, because guys, that's like even right now, just Jason saying that just sends chills all over me, you know, and that's how I experience positive vibes. That this just sends chills just washing over my body, and I love that. So Jason, I agree with you. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see, keep hitting the like button. 125, 128. Awesome. I definitely think something is coming. I feel like I saw a portal near my home a mile away. That's Desmond Dura says she feels like she saw something coming a mile away. Hey, and it's very possible. It's very possible. Let's meditate on having the ancestors power up Texas. I swore it worked. Hey, thank you for doing that, Rhonda. Because this brother was without water for like 4 days, man. I was like, dang, I ended up having to go to a hotel. So I just need to get there just so I could take a shower. Dang it. See, greetings to you, brother. Stephen, hey, what's up, brother? So Stephen is always on the comments and stuff. So I appreciate you, brother. So good to have you here in the chat. The other night. Let's see. I shared Miles Dice. I shared a dream with my daughter the other night. Cool. And Mwaneki, she's here. And taught me how to say her name in class the other day. So I told her I was going to say Mwaneki. Good to have you here, sister. She's all the way in Kenya. I know it's late there, or early, I should say, probably early in the AM. So good to have you here, sister. Let's see some unspeakable things. And so before, sometimes definitely going on. I also have witnessed that, seen what I've seen. Yeah. And sometimes be focused. You will see things that other people want, and don't invalidate it, man. Because I'm telling you, there's something coming that's going to shake us up. And I'm telling you guys that hear this getting this knowledge and getting this information, y'all are on the leading edge, man. And what's gonna need is you're gonna be needed to help other people. Okay, because this knowledge for a lot of people is still very new. It's not widespread yet, and you guys are on the leading edge of change in our society. I'm telling you, all of you. Let's see. Yeah, 171, 170 is going up and down there. So yes. Let's see, Omar. Let's see. Yes, love the high vibrations. Absolutely. You know how to find your Kemetic. Bentley, for me, it was just so Bentley says, do you have an idea on how to find your kinetic name? It just happened for me during study. So Kuakaru means instructed soul or master soul. And it just happened when I read that name and what it meant, that was like, okay, I like that one right there. You know, and that's how I found mine. So just through study. So and Shantae Little says, thanks for sharing. You're welcome. You're welcome. So Eden Ramen, Hotep. See, Jason Holmes says, haven't been to Texas since 2008, but I'll be in Houston and San Antonio in April, visiting my two oldest brothers and best friend. Hey, Jason, you ought to check out Enchanted Rock. It might be like an hour away from San Antonio, so you ought to look that up. It's in Fredericksburg, or near Fredericksburg, I should say. But it's actually closer to San Antonio than it is to me in Dallas. So it's like a 4-hour drive for me. But that's something you ought to check out when you come, most definitely. See, Anita May says, hit the like button. Anita May, what's going on, girl? How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Real. The mean marriage is from within too. So Hopeless Romantic says, so what about marriage? People get married under religious partners. How is it under God if Jesus isn't real? That mean marriage is from within too. That's a really good question, Hopeless Romantic. Now understand that before that mankind existed thousands of years before there was ever any organizations or anything like that. And how did they get married? Did they need a license? So before there was ever anything, these governmental agencies and stuff like that, people committed to each other because they committed to each other. And even today, if you think about it, a marriage license has nothing to do with the bond of the relationship. Nothing. If you need a marriage license to solidify your relationship, you don't have a relationship. Because and it's not to say I'm against marriage. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying understand that the commitment is from within the individuals. It has nothing to do with the ceremony, nothing at all. And when we say Jesus is real, what I understand you saying is that your experience that you had of Jesus was real. And I agree with that. But your experience was not necessarily because Jesus lived, it's because you've been taught to name it Jesus. You've been taught to name your inner experience something to do connected with the church. That's where your belief system is. So I'm not invalidating what you experienced at all. I totally believe whatever experience that you had when you got married or what you're thinking about getting married, you're going to have that inner experience. But it has nothing to do with the organization of the church, the legality of it, of a marriage license, nothing at all. It's your inner experience and your connection to that other human being, that other spirit that you're feeling. Okay? And that has nothing to do with the church at all. Let's see. Come out own business. Desmond Dari, all right, yes. Quitting my job in June to come out of the matrix, started my own business. When I started being intentional on positive thinking and high vibrations, it's literally changed my life. Desmond Dari, I'm right there with you. I did the same thing in August. I'm right there with you. I can testify that. Woo, I want to testify. Won't he do it? So, but yeah, I agree with you. And that's once I left that job behind, man, things have been like just going like just bonkers. I got information from my spirit guides that it was time for me to go, and man, I haven't looked back since. It has been a beautiful, beautiful ride. I'm here to tell you, it's been a beautiful ride. It's like I have to wake up some mornings and just pinch myself. I have to wake up sometimes and kiss myself too. Mwah. Ooh, man. Ooh. Reg, you are wonderful. Ah, yeah. Let's see. Let's see. All right, let's see. Proceed. All right, yeah. And yeah, both wives she did the same thing. And that's one of the things I can say about my daughter that I'm so proud of her. When she decided that she didn't want to live the conventional way, getting a job, she got a degree and everything, did the things like that. But when she decided she didn't want to live in corporate America and she wanted to live life on her terms, I mean, she went to Australia, she went to Spain, she went to France, traveled all the world on her terms. And I am so proud of her for doing that, for living life on her terms. So I get that. So guys, when you're ready to step out, you got to have that confidence in yourself, man. You got to have that confidence in yourself that you can do it. And you got to believe that if you have this desire, that there is something there for you, and the universe is a friendly place and will help you. Absolutely. Thank you. Rituals. Let's see. Jay Stone says, I do several Kemetic rituals as a way to remind myself of my divinity, but it's really just pomp and circumstance. And yeah, and Jason, and there's some of that. We need that, and we do that, and if it's good for you, it's good. So keep doing it. See, information says, I learned through your teachings that my life is my job. I've been free from the bondage ever since. Absolutely, information. Absolutely. So your life is your job, and you're responsible for it. You create it. That's how powerful we are. When people say we are made in the image of God, that means that we are creators. And either you can be a creator or cannot be both. You cannot be both, because a victim is helpless and powerless, and a creator is powerful. So let's see. See, Nita May says she's gonna travel the world one day. Does the mega bus go to France? Hey, now you can ask Voice about that. She done did that. She did stuff I haven't even done yet. So I say yeah. So, but man, she's done it. But she did it on her terms, and I am so proud of her for doing that. And Mickey says it feels good to be free. Oh yes, it does. One of my favorite things to do is to take a nap when I get ready. Woo! I love that. Let's see. Don't have to answer to anybody. I can take lunch when I want to. I can stop when I want to. So yes, I love that. Absolutely. Oh man, we've already been an hour and a half at this, guys. Man, time flies. Time flies when we're having fun. So, hey, Ann, I just like having fun. So I just like having fun. That's it. So all of this stuff, that's every day we should look for ways to do this and express ourselves through fun and joy every single day. That to me is what this is about. Is really unshackling yourself from society and the all of the boxes that society wants to put us in, you know? And again, you got to have the courage to live that way, because people are going to try to judge you. They're going to look at your side eye and all this stuff. Forget that. No, this is your life. You got to figure it out for you, and you can't be scared to live the way you want to live, trying to please everybody else. See, I heart you. Hey, what's going on? So you need a building so we can have a congregation. Oh no, I heart you. Don't do that. Nope. I will never, ever be a preacher. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, thank you. That's like a curse. Oh man. No, I'm joking. No. Let's see. No, I know. She said, I heard you says I was joking. So I know you were. Let's see. Hopeless Romantic says, so is it okay to live without marriage and shack up, as religious folks say? I don't want to go through the marriage thing and be subject to all the legal. Hopeless Romantic, I'll say this. You have to decide that for yourself. So I don't want to say it is Is that okay? Will you go to hell? Will you be punished? Will you be all of this stuff that religion says? Hell no. You know? So you don't need the state to legalize your relationship. That's between you and that other individual. Because quite honestly, how many times have we heard of people that have been married that cheat on each other? It has nothing to do with the piece of paper. It's the commitment that the people have with each other. So the shacking up or whatever, if that works for you and your partner, y'all have an agreement or y'all work that out between each other, then it's okay. It has to be okay for you. That's the bottom line. It has to be okay for you. And life has to be okay for you. See, R. Will, thank you for that gift, R. Will. $20 says, no coincidences exist. You all are my family. I was meant to find y'all. Absolutely, positively. I agree with that 100%. That all of us in here are here for a reason. We're all here for a reason. And we're uplifting each other energetically, consciously. I'm telling you, we're feeding the universe with what we're doing here. And you guys having fun in chat. Man, I wish there was a way that you guys could talk, that we could talk in chat. We get to do that in my class. And I love that when we're able to do that and be able to talk with each other. Because just hearing a lot of the perspectives and stuff and the wisdom in it, it is absolutely awesome. And I wish we could do that in here in at YouTube. I know they have this app called Clubhouse that's probably coming down the pipe. They only have it on iPhone right now, but I'll be glad when they get the Android version, because then I'd love to be able to do that, where we could have a room that we could all just talk instead of type at each other. That would be so cool. See, Joy B says, not a preacher, but a teacher. Absolutely. Now, I love that. Let's see. Zuri says, get it, Reginald. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Let's see. And let's see, whether it is signed in front of your loved ones or agreed upon between you and your mate, it's about monogamy and commitment. Absolutely. And I agree with that, She. It's about the commitment between each other. And again, I say there is no license. If you need the license to solidify the commitment, there ain't no commitment. Because it's like something outside of you has the power. And as long as you give the power to something outside of you, man, no, not that's not how it works. So that's right, SM23 or 423, father and daughter love. Absolutely. That's my girl. That's my girl. Let's see. As far as Christianity's brainwashing. Ray says, part of Christianity's brainwashing to have a building. We are spiritual people. God is within. That's right. The church is without walls. Bingo. Ding, 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 ding. Absolutely. Let's see. Love and light. Flower love, love and light, love and light. That's right. Soul fam right here. Absolutely. Absolutely. See, converse. That would be fun, to everybody to converse for sure. We are in Sin Love. Yeah, we are all connected. We are all connected. And literally, we're creating like a vortex of energy here right now. So absolutely, positively. So yeah. Let's see. Thank you, Betty Hall. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Well, let's see. Well, guys, it's like it's getting late. I guess y'all want to make it to the top of the hour. How my moderators doing, y'all? We can go to the top of the hour. I'm good. I'm good for it. If y'all okay. So yeah, we can keep the good vibe going. So I like that. Let's see if there's spiritual relationship. So if you guys have any other questions, just shoot them. Let's see. If they're spiritual, they shouldn't want to cheat. You know, and Nita May, I agree with that. It's like, for me, when you really connect with somebody, the physical, it goes beyond the physical connection. and it's not even about it. It to me, it's not even about a body and sex and stuff like that. It's about what you connect with that person, just internally, and the way that person makes you feel and lifts you and stuff like that. And when you find that true connection, a body just won't do. Just any body just won't do. You know, and that's powerful, man. That is powerful. Get together and meet in person. Reza said, Martha says we need a workshop. When we lift this COVID stuff, that would absolutely be something good to do. Do a workshop, man. That would be fun. Let's see. One is deeper than the physical and goes to your energies. Yes, I agree. She says when you love and respect someone, it's deeper than the physical and goes into your energies. And that's how I separate sensuality and sexuality. Sexuality is physical. Sensuality is more connected to your energy and your spirit. So that's something that's really deep to me. It's about building a soul connection. Absolutely. Absolutely. See if those connections are negative or went negative. What if those connections are negative or went negative? And sometimes it happens, Elite Ghost. And you got to have the courage when a relationship is not feeding each other anymore. You got to have the courage to say, hey, you know what? Maybe it's time for us to go a different direction. And a lot of times because of guilt, we end up having to start fights with each other in order to break up. It shouldn't be that way. When you can recognize that it's not feeding you anymore, then that's when you should just be able to sit down and say, hey, we need to go in different directions. I care about you, but I can't be with you, and be brave enough to do that. Let's see. What's wrong with polygamy? Where is it proven that we are supposed to be monogamous in relationships? Again, I say that depends on the person, Air Shoe. And a lot of times I know for men, to me, a lot of times when they think about polygamy, it's only on a sexual level. But I know that in the cultures that did have polygamy, a person had to be financially able to take care of all families. And it wasn't, and the family or the different people connected together so that the whole group could rise. It wasn't just about, so a man could get his rocks off and then, as many women as he wanted, because a lot of men probably wouldn't want that idea reversed, where there was one woman and five men in a relationship. Brothers couldn't do that. And quite frankly, if men can do that, why can't women? And the only reason it can is because of societal norms and double standards. So it shouldn't be that way. Let's see. Let's do it in Kenya. Let's see. Let's do that workshop in Kenya. Boy, that would be nice. May have connected with Kemetic teachers that deal mostly with history and race, like I have. You can speak a little bit about that. Jason, that's a good point. That a lot of people I really had to. I struggled with even naming my company Kemetic Centered Living because there was such a negative negative vibe around the idea of Kemetics, because a lot of them just really were. I mean, the way that they treated people and treated Christians were really very negative. And but they really didn't get into the spiritual aspects that how I teach it, and they really taught history and was trying to call it spirituality, but it really had nothing to do with teaching the metaphysics and the principles beyond spirit, beyond the physical, and that's really what it's about. And just like today's class, I started off with the idea of polarity and understanding duality. When you understand those laws, guys, you can start to think in different ways about your life and really using that knowledge and information to improve your life. You can teach or you can start to have faith when you understand, when you come up with an idea It's not out there just by itself. Somebody needs it. And when you know that, you can start to act in different ways and think in different ways. You can start to know, okay, maybe I need to learn something, but I know somebody needs what I have, you know? And that's the truth of the matter. Your idea cannot exist without it being a solution for somebody, you know? So that's how that works. Let's see. Man, the labels they tend to come with. Yeah, I agree, Voice. So it says I'm not a fan of labels. They tend to come with controlling expectations. You be you, I'll be me, and we can enjoy each other in the moments we have together. Bingo. Yep, absolutely, absolutely. Let's see. Kenya's on the mega bus. All right. Well, are we talking about Kenya? Are we gonna meet up in Kenya? All right. Let's see. So we can have a workshop anywhere as long as we wasn't being forced to take the vaccination. I'm with you on there, Eden. I'm not into that either. So let's see. Santos Minardi, a good teacher. I've heard some of his stuff, Elite Ghost, but it a lot of it doesn't work for me. So I'll say that. I really didn't get too deep into his stuff. Let's see. Man, so what did your ancestors do for marriage? Didn't they join families and pack? Husband. Hopeless romantic. I really that's not something that I studied as far as what the ancestors did. I know that polygamy was a part of it in some tribes, but I don't know. It's not something that I've studied. So that for me, I couldn't do polygamy. This man, I'm sorry, one woman is enough for real. So I couldn't do it. I can imagine trying to no. I'm a handful myself, so no. That's what he's saying. Huey Thompson, you're welcome, Huey Thompson. You're welcome. Let's see, have you read the Hugh Sia? Joy B, I've never read the Hugh Sia. Can't say I've heard of it. So that's something new for me. Let's see. And let's see. Read Ma says, "Coming to America." I think that movie Coming to America 2 is supposed to be coming out on Amazon Prime here. I think either tomorrow or the next day. So probably Friday. Teacher there is by far. Thank you, Martha. That's very nice of you to say. She says you're the best Kemetic teacher there is by far. I appreciate that. Most definitely. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I just try to keep it as real as I can because we're all human, man. I think it's really a travesty that so many people try to like make everybody fit into one box, man. It's like, no, there's no fun in that. Let's see. Let's see. See, Eden Rahman says The Husband is an awesome book. I've never heard of that one. So Friday I remark. So okay, so it comes out Friday. Well, I know I'll be looking. I'll be waiting on it. So that's like, man, I probably watched the other one before that. So watch the first one, and then look at the next one. Great night. All right, Elite Ghost, you have a good night. You have a good night. So Crystal says in 2 days. Okay. Let's see. All right. You are easy to understand. Thank you, Betty Hall. Yeah, and this stuff should be easy to understand, Betty. So it shouldn't be if you can't really grasp the ideas when you get off center. How do you come back if you don't know what to do? You know, these ideas should be simple. All right, Nita May says you're a cup of tea with a little honey and lemon and that. All right, all right. It depends on the day too. Let's see. And Air Shoe says, "What do you say to those who believe that Kemetics or the times of ancient African spirituality is irrelevant because the history in their civilization has been for the most part wiped away. They don't understand the cycles, because every civilization has had a cycle, and I don't care what it is, and every civilization goes through a cycle where it goes up and then it comes down. That's just a cycle of nature. So it happens. But this knowledge is universal and it is timeless when you understand it. It is timeless. But there is no civilization on earth that did not have its rise and then its fall. It's natural. It just happens. So why would African civilizations be any other way? And it's because a lot of times we look at African civilization, we look at ourselves as the African diaspora, we always look at ourselves in a negative light. And we never consider it in the scope of humanity. Okay? So that's what I would say to that. So it's the cycle of nature. Everything rises and falls. Civilizations do the same thing. You will not escape that. Nobody. Let's see. Eden Ramen will probably be, we'll do this again Saturday morning. So 11 a.m. Central, 5 p.m., let's see, -6 GMT, 5 p.m. So in the UK. So if there's anyone here. See, so Zuri says, if anyone here finds value in this live chat, definitely invest in the class. The Zoom sessions are phenomenal, and you can really connect with others and gain lots of clarity. Thank you for that, Zuri. So absolutely. So and man, we get to talk to each other in the class, in the live chat. So I really like that part. And people are so phenomenal. There is such a phenomenal group of people that we're connected with in that class, man. It is amazing. I mean, me and my daughter, I mean, we talk about it after the class, and we're just like, we're on a high for an hour after the class. And I know Julie, I was talking to her the other day. She was saying the same thing. I read my eye. Was just talking about how such of a high vibe. I'm getting chills right now just talking about it. But it is so amazing, man. And just a group of people that's all connected in that class. It's wonderful. Let's see. See, and I read my eyes says, yes, one of the best experiences of my life. So absolutely. And I agree. It is for me too, guys. It is absolutely amazing. I love it. I absolutely love it. People who acknowledge the roots of this about the world. See, Turtle Island is going through its awakening for our people to acknowledge the roots, not just Africa, but the world. Absolutely. You seek, you shall find. Absolutely. Yep. For real, for real. For real, for real. Let's see. Yes, I agree with that, Flower of Love. Chills is God's confirmation within me. I agree with that. I like how you put that. I like how you put that. Yes, it is, Betty Hall. You literally, I can feel the energy of everybody. It's just, and we all can feel that. We all can feel that. You're doing a beautiful job moderating tonight. Absolutely, both my moderators. So our Julie and Voice, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So absolutely. One Law, you listen to me on Spotify? Yeah, man. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Yeah, you guys, y'all want to? I do have those on any of your. So I upload the recordings, just a voice, on the podcast platform. So any of the podcast platforms, you can find Kemetic Centered Living as well, and I'm guessing you can probably download them as well. So. Yeah, man, let's see. About them. All right. And there's Voice's link. So if anybody wants to do a reading, just hey, got to get in fast. Got to get in fast. Yeah, it's on Spotify, Betty Hall. So Spotify, Google. It's on what's the other one? The big one with I can't even think of the name of it right now. The iPhone stuff. It's on that one too. So all of those that it's on. Oh, was that my link? Okay, cool, cool, cool. Actually, the link for mine is going to be the Beyond the Physical Me. So that's where the class that's the class link. So Beyond the Physical Me. Google is like picking up my voice. Let me see if I can. Hold on, guys. I put the link in there. So there it is. So if you want to look for the class and get information on it, so that's the link. Beyondthephysical.me. But all right, guys. Well, it looks like it is straight up 9. So, guys, thank you so much for being here, man. I so enjoyed this with you guys for real. It is this is fun and just connecting, just all of us connecting together. But thank you so much, and I really again thank you for all being here. To my moderators, Voice, my beautiful, wonderful daughter, and Julie, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys moderating tonight. Y'all are absolutely fantastic and wonderful. So I'm so glad we had this time together. Yeah. But anyway. but yeah. But anyway, it's been cool, guys. So y'all have a wonderful night. And until next time, so we'll do it again next week. And we'll do it again we'll do it Saturday morning. So if anybody got any questions and stuff then too, we'll do it again Saturday morning. Okay. All right. Y'all have a great, great day or a great evening.